Hi everybody, my name is Robin, and right here I need a new workbench. And for that I'm going to be using these old pine 2x4s. But before I can start working with them, I need to dress them. Firstly because they're covered in ridges, which I don't want, and secondly because I don't know how square these are. And to get the job done, I'm going to be using these two machines, both by Sherwood. This is the 8-inch Parallelogram Jointer, and over here is the 16-inch thicknesser. Both of these have spiral heads. Both of them are going to get the job done. I started by sorting the boards and getting them onto the jointer. Making sure they're crown up, the first step is to establish a flat side, then a perpendicular edge to it. And these will be the reference points I work from going forward. I bought this jointer a few weeks back, and so far I'm really happy with it. Next it was onto the thicknesser to bring the opposing faces into parallel. I got this thicknesser at the same time as the jointer, and it required even less setup. Both these machines are 3 horsepower, so getting through this pine wasn't exactly a challenge. 2 of the boards were cut down the middle to create half of the legs. I was trying something new with this one, where instead of cutting out for a half lap joint, I just built the leg up around it. One of the things I want to include in this workbench is space for these tubs to roll underneath. I've got 3 of them, so there'll be just enough space for them side by side. That means that my second rail down is going to be 420 mil off the floor. Then I could start work on the bridle joint for the short rails. I came back with the router to clean the tenon just to make sure the fit would be as tight as possible. The bandsaw leaves a slightly jagged face, which can cause the glue to fail. Ideally you would do this on the mortise too, but time was against me in this project. I've cleaned up the short rail assembly, and now it's time to look at the long rail. So I've clamped on this straight edge on the top. I just whipped that up on the jointer. Now what I'm going to do is build out the half lap joint. So with this straight edge, I can take an offcut of the long rail, butt that up against it. I'll then glue this extra piece underneath that, and this creates a pocket. Once this is clamped in place, I can then remove that piece of the long rail out, and then once that glue's gone off, I can move to putting in the actual long rail into that pocket. And that should be it. I pulled out the big ponies for this one, and also made use of a few of their smaller clamps, including a band clamp. I flipped the assembly over, given it a sand and cleaned it up. Also made a few minor changes here and there. Put a rail across here, which is going to allow for a platform or a shelf to sit in that area, which we're going to look at next. Over here I've got a cavity for my legs to go in so I can sit on my stool and work at this workbench. And over on that side is a big piece of 20mm plywood, which is going to act as a tool holder on the outside, but it's also giving it a lot of strength, this unit, to stop it from racking. For that middle shelf, I'm going to be using these old pine boards. I'm going to run it over the jointer and then over the thicknesser. Those machines are built to cut through the hardest of Australian wood, so it's going to have no problem going through this timber. And one of the nice things about having machines like this is it allows you to take any of this rough sawn timber or literal pieces of trees from pretty much any tree you can think of and turn it into dimension timber. After gluing the boards together, I painted the panel black to match the form ply I was going to use on the top. Oh boy, here comes the glamour. Yeah. Yeah. And there it is, a simple but sturdy workbench. This project got off to the right start because I had properly dimensioned lumber, and that's thanks to the 16-inch thicknesser and 8-inch jointer, both by Sherwood. I hope you found this video enjoyable and informative. Hopefully you've picked up some tips along the way. And if you want to see more like this on the TimberCon channel, go ahead and click the subscribe button. My name is Robin Lewis. Thanks very much for watching. I'll catch you guys next time. And now it is time for me to clean up this workshop and put the storage to good use. It is a mess in here.